Mr. Saturday Night.
Why would you name your horse Mr. Saturday Night? You're a horse? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrew, for those of you who do not know, and today I am just going to carry on with my review of / dragging of my 2014 self and the old writing videos that I used to put out during National Novel Writing Month of 2014. This is also day 18 of No Shave November, and my neck beard especially is strong, and the jury is still out as to whether or not I can or should shave it. I did check the official rules over on the No Shave November website, and it does say that if I need to shave for work to keep it clean, then I can, but I don't necessarily think that that is a must for this. And my friend Rachel says that I have committed and I must carry forward with the neck beard through November. And Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative and Hunky Hubby Chris tell me that they think that I should go ahead and just clean it up. So let me know in the comments what you think, but as soon as November is done, I am done with this debate. And I also don't know why this middle of November decided to turn into a summer day, but it is toasty, so I have dressed down for this occasion. Anyway, that's enough blabber about all of that for now. Let's just get right on in. Alright, welcome back, everybody. So I'm back just on my Andrew J. Stillman channel over here. There are 3 videos left. Today I am doing 1, and then in a few days I'll be finishing off with the last 2. One of them is 13 minutes long on those last 2, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna go, but this one's only 5 minutes long today, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal, I hope. But the title is called On Horses and Proper Grammar, and this time I actually think I haven't set up the screen recording yet. I know, here. This time I think I'll actually leave in, this is the channel right here, yay, and the title and everything. I usually just leave in the screen, but here's what it all looks like. I'm even gonna give myself a like. Why not? I am subscribed to myself, but whatever. This channel is funny. But anyway, this is called On Horses and Proper Grammar, and before I get in, I have a prediction because I don't exactly remember what happens in this video, but I'm pretty sure, especially because of the part that talks about on horses, I'm pretty sure that I named a horse maybe in this video, or I did this video because of a horse I had just named for this book. This book, I had given the horse that my main character Donovan was riding around, and it was named Mayo Tomo. And when I went to New Zealand, I was staying at a house with this lady named Ruth, and she was so nice and so amazing, and she was helping this guy out on his farm, and there was this horse that she was helping him tame because it was kind of wild, and I was talking about how the horse looked like Mayo Tomo, and Ruth was just like, oh, it's interesting that you say that, because where we were in New Zealand was called Waitomo, and she was like, Tomo is cave, and that's like what Waitomo is known for, is the glowworm caves. And so she was like, I think that, like, if you're cool with it, I'll name this horse Mayatomo. And so we had a horse named Mayatomo in New Zealand. That's probably in this journal here somewhere, I don't know. Where's Ruth? The cow! That's a whole different story. Yeah, okay. Right here, I found it in my New Zealand journal. The guy who owns the farm of the horse that houses Mayatomo that I got to name. Anyway, let's see if that's what happens in this video. What am I even, like, waiting around for? I'm so stupid.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to my NaNoWriMo podcast, kind of, I guess. I've got
podcasts. Okay.
my root beer and French vanilla. Go get you some.
I should have got me some. I didn't get me some root beer and French vanilla. I even found out on the last one. I should have done it. Whatever.
And I'm about 24,000 words in right now. It is day 6 of NaNo. So with actual NaNo being 50,000 words, and I'm at about 24,000. I'm about halfway through NaNo within the first week. But we've already discussed that I'm crazy and I'm doing 84,000 words. So I still have 60,000 words to go.
I feel like I like my beard in this. Like, and now that, like, when I first was doing these reaction videos was when I had first shaved off for No Shave November. So now that, like, I have a full beard, I mean, obviously, like, I'm kind of self-conscious about this part because it's, like, super obvious now that I have major neck beard. But I had this thing, like I said, this was a new beard when I had this. So I had this thing nice and clean when I first grew it out. So props to past Andrew for beard cleanliness.
So I almost haven't even started NaNo yet. So, I was going through the introduction to the Ice Kingdom yesterday, which is going to be called Pernalder, if you didn't know.
Who would have known that, Andrew? Who would have known that? Who knows that now?
If you've read the first book,
you do now, by the way, whoever you on the other side of the screen, whoever you are, now you know that I have an ice world called Pernalder.
There's a mention to Vivandria being a serious bitch.
Vivandria! I remember Vivandria. Hold on, what did I just say?
If you've read the first book, there's a mention to Vivandria being a serious bitch. And she is. I wrote her introduction yesterday, and oh, she is on fire, but not really because she's frozen. So, I don't know, I have to think of a different...
She's a bitch.
She's cold. She's a cold, hard bitch. Also, if you...
She is. I was very forceful about it. I feel like now I would try to do like what I just did, be like, she's a bitch, but back then I was like, no, she's a bitch. Oh man. But she is, seriously.
If you've read Immortality Awaits, insane scene in chapter 9, when they go off.
Wait, hold on. Immortality Awaits, chapter 9. What's going on in chapter 9? I know what's going on. Okay, where am I at?
To retrieve the first object from Liarda.
Okay,
Gabrielle promises her horse that if she makes it out alive, she will name it.
Wait, I haven't found that. Here we go. Found it. Okay, page 126. Be a good boy, she said as she rubbed his nose. This book is so terrible. If I make it back in one piece, I promise to give you a name, okay? Okay, now I'm caught up with what I'm saying in this video.
Her horse, that if she makes it out alive, she will name it. She made it out, but she lied. So yesterday, I was on the phone with my sister, and she likes horses. She always wanted one whenever we were a kid. And I gave Gabrielle another horse for their journey and decided that she needed to name it because she made a promise that she didn't keep up. So I asked my sister to give me a letter, and I went through to try to find a couple of horse names. There's actually a website. Well, there's a lot of websites, but there's just this one in particular that I went to, and I just found the oddest names for horses.
Hold on. Okay, so find names for your horses. Is this where I went? And if I did, is this what I did? I think this is what I did. This is because I already remember talking about Midnight Express in this video. So I would love to go through that right now to see what kind of horse names I'd find, but I am now curious as to what names I talked about back then.
Baywatch, Babe. Applejacks. Make me a star. Be my Valentine. As
these are horse names that I just found on that place, okay.
Good as it gets. Captain Canada. Bite my dust. Expecting to fly.
I will say, at least, like, as awkward as I still am in these videos, that I was progressively getting less awkward from the first one, which I think is also the same that I would say still for this channel as well, so that's funny.
Magic Star Pusher. Mr. Nibbles. Auto rotate. Batteries not included.
But seriously, who would give that to their horse? Hi, this is my horse. Batteries not included. I'm sorry. If you're an equestrian and if that makes sense, and if I'm just wrong, I apologize. I don't get that one.
Here's a weird one. Tailor-made fantasy.
That is kind of a weird one. Oh.
Mr. Saturday Night. Ain't misbehaving.
Why would you name your horse Mr. Saturday Night? Your horse?
Ooh, an affair to remember. Ooh.
Why would you name this to your horse? I don't understand. I'm not surprised that I made this video, actually. Now on reflection of this, I'm not surprised that I put out stuff like this. It's like, excuse me, why are you naming your horses Mr. Saturday Night and An Affair to Remember? I'm scared to keep watching this video, but it's almost over.
I went with Midnight.
Midnight.
Also,
Midnight was the horse name I chose for Gabrielle. Gabrielle was Midnight. Donovan was Mayatomo.
in light of grammar, I went and I put whom she had named Midnight, and then I didn't know if that was actually a grammatically correct sentence or not.
That would definitely be something I would get caught up in the first draft stage, but that's because it wasn't my first book. So if it's your first book, just write it and who cares if it's grammatically correct or not, and you go back later. I was also 24,000 words in on day 6, so I definitely had some time to kill during this NaNo.
Because I didn't know if you use whom for a horse. Believe it or not, I'm not the only person who has Googled that, and it came up as one of the searches.
Do you use whom for a horse?
But mostly whatever it comes to is yes, you can use who or whom for an animal. They can be considered, I guess, a person.
Obviously, this was recorded before I had my dog. Oh, the little baby. Oh, who's the little baby? Anyway.
I think that whom sounds better than that. This is what we call a complication of the editing phase. This is also what happens when you write 25,000 words in 6 days. There's this little thing called sanity, and it just seems to dwindle. Well, I think that's about it for today. So thank you for watching and listening. If you're taking part in NaNo, I feel you. Keep plugging. We'll do this. It'll happen. It'll be done soon. Please.
I feel that right now on November 17th, 2020, so much more than I felt that on November 6th, 2014. Let me tell ya.
Don't name your horse Mr. Saturday Night.
I still agree with that right there. Don't name your horse Mr. Saturday Night. That's a terrible name for a horse. That's like a really, that's like 2 Men and a Horse and like that guy that died or something, because I probably named that horse Mr. Saturday Night, and then that's so stressful. Okay. Anyway, that one wasn't as bad as any of the other ones. I'm also glad that it was short. The next one will be longer just because it's gonna be 2 of them, because I didn't want to stretch these out into 5 videos, and that last one I'm pretty sure will just be a quick little recap, and I don't think that I'm gonna be as sad at the end of these videos as I was at the end of my blog, because I'm pretty sure I just kept these videos during that NaNo, and once that NaNo was done, I was just like, yeah, okay, that was fun. So there was only 5, whereas my blog was I had put so much work into that, and that was something that I really screwed myself over on, I feel. But I think the next one will be fun to wrap it all up, and then it's weird also then that that's gonna wrap it all up, because that'll be the end of this month of self-reflection, and believe me, yo, it's been crazy. Thanks so far for watching. Thanks for being here today. If you haven't seen any of those other reaction videos, they're interesting. I don't know, I like the blog ones myself just because it's been fun to go back down past things that I've written, including my poetry and reading some of my poems out loud and whatever. It's been a fun journey, so thanks for being here, and I will see you all, I don't know, I'm here every day this month.